Peeping Toms have gone to a whole new level in this century with cameras and streaming devices. They are able to secretly watch your every move. So how do we protect ourselves, and can we even protect ourselves at all? Joining me now to answer these questions is data privacy advisor Justin Daniels. Justin, thanks so much for being with us.
Great to be here.
All right, first and foremost, how can you avoid becoming a victim of a digital peeping Tom?
Well, it's not easy, but what we have to think about is when we go into a dressing room at the local mall, you might want to think about actually having an app on your phone that might detect hidden cameras in the dressing room, because sadly, you now have to start thinking about that.
That's a great idea. What are some of those apps that provide that type of service?
I've seen several on Apple. There's one around hidden camera locator. You really just have to go on to Apple and look at the different apps and their reviews. That's part of what I learned in preparing for this tonight, because I didn't even think about that until someone told me a story about having people at a retailer going in after everyone came in and out with their clothes to actually look for hidden cameras.
What about a private place like an Airbnb?
So Airbnb has a policy, if you go on their website, that says they strictly prohibit any type of video surveillance, because think about it, we all have a reasonable expectation under the law of privacy in bedroom, bathroom, whatnot. Could someone surreptitiously do that and violate their policy? They could. That's when we go back to what I mentioned earlier about possibly putting an app on your phone and actually looking in the room to potentially detect some type of device.
How often do incidents occur? And you've given us some ideas of how to prevent them, but why are they on the rise?
I think they're on the rise because the technology is there, and technology is a tool. It's only as good or bad as the motivation behind the people that are using it. And I think there's just always people out there who say, what can I use a camera for? Oh, I might use it to hide it in a changing room so later I can just watch.
How can companies, employers, businesses keep their consumers safe?
I think it has to be a concerted effort at a policy level saying, hey, we really have been thinking more about the privacy of our customers, and we're going to train our employees so that when people go in that dressing room, we're constantly going to be in there checking for devices and making it safe for our customers, because that's just the right thing to do business and, more importantly, build trust with our customers.
You know, you bring up a good point. We know that the bad character who is installing this camera against the law is breaking the law, but who is most to blame? Is it that bad apple, or is it the company?
It's a tough question, because as a company, you're holding yourself out. You want people to come in and try on clothes, but at the same time, risks and things that you have to manage are ever evolving. And with the advent of all this technology, as a company, you really should be keeping up on it and figuring out, how can I give the best possible customer experience? And part of that is respecting their privacy, collection of data, and looking for devices. It now appears as part of that equation.
So should someone become a victim, what is their legal recourse?
Well, I think that depends on the context. For example, if you were to go to a retailer at the mall and that were to happen to you, you possibly would have recourse because you have a reasonable expectation of privacy. You've been invited into that store, and you may have recourse for having your privacy violated under common law. It also depends upon what state that you're in, but a good common sense rule of thumb is when you're in that dressing room, you have an expectation of privacy that should be free from any prying eyes, even if it's just the company wanting to make sure people aren't stealing clothes. Your right of privacy should be more important than that.
That it should. Data privacy advisor Justin Daniels, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your insight.
Thank you.